Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Nitai Gaurango Nitai Gaurango Gaura Hari Nitai Gaurango Nitai Gaurango Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Sachi Mata Prana Dhana Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Sachi Mata Prana Dhana Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Patita Pavan Gaura Hari Gaura Hari इत पावन गौर हरि जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय शीला प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय शीला प्रभुपाद जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव जय शीला गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव जय शीला गुरुदेव नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्री निताय गौरांग भगवान की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So today we are reading from Canto 10, chapter 79. So chapter entitled Lord Balaram Goes on Pilgrimage. So today two verse 33 and 34. So we'll be reciting verse number 34. यो अनुस्मरेत रामस्य कर्माणि अद्भुतकर्मणा सायं प्रतर अनन्तस्य विष्णु सादायितो भवेत् यो अनुस्मरेत रामस्य कर्माणि अद्भुतकर्मणा सायं प्रतर अनन्तस्य विष्णु सादयितो भवेत् यो अनुस्मरेत रामस्य कर्माणि अद्भुतकर्मणा सायं प्रतर अनन्तस्य विष्णु सादयितो भवेत्. Requesting devotees to please recite. यो अनुस्मरेत रामस्य कर्माण्यद्भुतकर्मणा सायं प्रातः अनन्तस्य विष्णु सर्वदयितो भवेत्. यो अनुस्मरेत रामस्य कर्मणि अद्भुतकर्मणा सायं प्रातः अनन्तस्य विष्णु सादयितो भवेत्. यो अनुस्मरेत रामस्य कर्माणि अद्भुतकर्मणा सायं प्रतर अनन्तस्य विष्णु सादयितो भवेत्. माताजी. यो अनुस्मरेत रामस्य कर्मणि अद्भुतकर्मणा सायं प्रतर अनन्तस्य विष्णु सादयितो भवेत्. Word to word meaning, translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada disciples ki jai. Word to word meaning, Yah, whoever, Anusmaret, regularly remembers, Ramasya, of Lord Balaram, Karmani, the activities, Adbhut, amazing, Karmana, all of whose activities, Sayam, at dusk, Prata, at dawn, Anantasya, who is unlimited, Vishnu, to the Supreme Lord Vishnu, Sah, he, Daita, dear, Bhavet, becomes. Translation. All the activities of the unlimited Lord Balaram are amazing. Anyone who regularly remembers them at dawn and dusk will become very dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Vishnu. Purport. Srila Prabhupada writes, Lord Balaram is the original Vishnu. Therefore, anyone remembering these pastimes of Lord Balaram in the morning and evening will certainly become a great devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and thus his life will become successful in all respects. So let us chant the prayers together. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितमाश्च नमा ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले हिमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरविषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्यं जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुव एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So I seek blessings at the lotus feet of all the devotees so that I can say something in the glorification of Sri Nitai, Gauranga, Srila Prabhupada and all the Vaishnavas and for my personal purification. Especially I seek mercy of His Grace Anantarup Prabhu. So Prabhuji can bless me so that I can say something, whatever I have understood. And if I commit any mistake, then please forgive me, Prabhuji. So Prabhuji was very wonderful yesterday. He explained about the miracle on Martha Street. So today we are discussing, so 4 verses, no, 31 onwards. So 31, 32, 33, 34. So we'll just read the translation. Verse number 32 has purport also, we'll read that also. So verse 31, translation. The all-powerful Lord Balaram bestowed upon the sages pure spiritual knowledge by which they could see the whole universe within him and also see him pervading everything. Text 32, translation. After executing with his wife the Avabrata ablutions, the beautifully dressed and ornamented Lord Balaram, encircled by his immediate family and other relatives and friends, looked as splendid as the moon surrounded by its effulgent rays. The purport of this verse is Srila Prabhupada beautifully describes this scene as follows. Lord Balaram then took the Avabrata bath, which is taken after finishing sacrificial performances. After taking his bath, he dressed himself in new silken garments and decorated himself with beautiful jewelry. Amidst his relatives and friends, he appeared to be a shining full moon amidst the luminaries in the sky. Text 33, translation. Countless other such pastimes were performed by mighty Balram, the unlimited and immeasurable Supreme Lord, whose mystic Yoga Maya power makes him appear to be a human being. And today's verse, translation will read again. All the activities of the unlimited Lord Balaram are amazing. Anyone who regularly remembers them at dawn and dusk will become very dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Vishnu. Its purport is, Srila Prabhupada writes, Lord Balram is the original Vishnu. Therefore, anyone remembering these pastimes of Lord Balram in the morning and evening will certainly become a great devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And thus his life will become successful in all respects. This is the last verse of this chapter. So it is mentioned that thus end the purports of the humble servants of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada to the 10th canto, 79th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled Lord Balram Goes on Pilgrimage. So today we are discussing this last verse. So if we remember how we have heard from Maharaj also, His Bhakt Chaitanya Swami Maharaj, many devotees also. So they have been very wonderfully, very beautifully have been explaining that what important lessons we can learn from this wonderful pastimes of Lord Balram. So first we read about that how Balram he is killing the demon Balvala or Balval. I don't know pronunciation. Some says Balvala, some says Balval. Then the demon is killed, and how this demon, because Lord Balram had appeared to establish the religious principle and whatever the obstacles which are there on the path of bhakti. So he is there to eliminate those obstacles. So when the sages had requested, then Lord Balram, like when we read this chapter in the verse, we see this just in 2-3 verses, like Lord Balram is finishing that demon. It's not that he is taking lots of time in killing that demon. So that is how what Lord Balram is doing. Then after killing the demon, so what Balram ji is doing, then he goes on pilgrimage. And in pilgrimage, we heard that devotees explained that the three important things is Lord Balram performed. First is that when he went to the holy places, that is pilgrimage, he took a bath in the holy place. That is one thing he did. Second thing he did is that he associated with the sages there, like he associated with Agastya Rishi there. So it's not that he just went there just for because he is the Adi Guru. So they appear to teach us important lessons. So he is teaching us that when we are visiting dhams, visiting holy places, then what are the activities which we are supposed to perform there. So one is that not just going the dham, we have to also associate with the sadhus there, sages, also devotees, so that we can hear from them and then we can get purified. And third is that we read that how Lord Balram, so he is also giving charity, especially for Grihasthas. It is important that then when they are going, then they are also giving charity. Like he gave 10,000 cows to the Brahmanas there, and other places also he gave charity. He gave cows to the Brahmanas. So these are the important activities which Lord Balram did when he was on his pilgrimage to the holy place. And then after that he goes to prevent the war between Bhima and Duryodhan. So he tried, but then he came to know that it is the will of Krishna, that Krishna wants that this has to happen. So it is the fate, this is going to happen. So, because Lord Balram does not interfere, because it is Krishna's pastime, Krishna's Leela, then Lord Balram returns back. And again, then we read at the last that he is going to again Naimisharanya, and there again when he goes, then sages are welcoming him, and then the sages, and there he starts performing all these kinds of sacrifices, because it's the supreme personality of Godhead, or we can say supreme personality of Servitor Godhead, because he's the first expansion of Lord Krishna. So he is teaching us that what all activities we should be performing. So he is performing yajna. So he is setting up the standards which we all should be performing. And today in the last verse when we are discussing, so here like at the end Sukdev Goswami is mentioning that when devotees are regularly remembering these wonderful pastimes of Lord Balram, which are Adbhut, that is amazing, then what is going to happen? Then he will become very dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Vishnu. So if you are regularly hearing it in the morning and in the evening. So it is said that those people who get the association of devotees, sadhu sangha, so they are fortunate. They are fortunate because they got the association of the devotees. Because in the association only we can understand the purpose of human life. We can understand that how we can attain our ultimate goal. So that is one thing. But one is fortunate. Then who is more fortunate? So it is said that fortunate is fine one associated with the devotees, with the sadhus, but those who hear Krishna Katha in the association of the sadhus, in the association of the devotees, so they are more fortunate. So one is fortunate, sadhu sangha, more fortunate hearing from the devotees, they are more fortunate. The third is come as most fortunate. So who can be most fortunate? We can think about like hearing Krishna Katha is more fortunate. So what can be most fortunate? So most fortunate is one who repeatedly hears Krishna Katha in the association of the devotees. It's not just like one time or two time or three time. Again and again, one who hears Krishna Katha. So that person, that devotee is considered to be most fortunate. So we can say that how Srila Prabhupada, so he has created a system where we can also get an opportunity to become most fortunate, because wherever we go, like whether any part of India, like Prabhuji was explaining in US also, like all the temples are there. In every temple, like morning Bhagavatam classes are there. Then there are youth centers are there, Voice is there, Yoga is there, Bhakti Vriksha Center, Namahatta. So all the places how Prabhupada has created that there are discussion about Krishna Katha, everyday Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita recitation is there. So by the mercy of Prabhupada, like we are not qualified, but we can also become fortunate or most fortunate by hearing again and again the wonderful pastimes of Krishna. So once Jagannath Das Ji Babaji Maharaj, so he told to the devotees that tomorrow is the disappearance day of Sanatan Goswami. So tomorrow we are going to celebrate the disappearance day of Sanatan Goswami. So all the devotees are very excited. They said, Hari Bol, that tomorrow we are going to celebrate the disappearance day of Sanatan Goswami. So the devotee asks that how are we going to celebrate it? What all activities we are going to do? Then Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj said that, okay, we will start our day with our Sankirtan. Then every devotee said, Hari Bol, that we will start our day with the Sankirtan. Then, okay, fine, it is done. Then what is the next thing we are going to do? Then Babaji Maharaj said that next what we will do, that we will chant the round, we will chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So everyone was very happy that we will chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then they asked, okay, then again what we are going to do? Then Jagannath Babaji Maharaj said that then we are going to discuss the wonderful pastimes of Sanatan Goswami. Krishna Nitai Gaurang Bhagavan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Then he said that we are going to discuss the pastimes of Sanatan Goswami. Because he has performed so many pastimes, so that we are going to discuss. Then every devotees were excited, yeah, Hari Bol, so we are going to do that. Then they asked, then after that what we are going to do? Because they were expecting that after we are going to do, then something will be there, especially we can think that prasadam will be there, they were expecting. So then Babaji Maharaj said that then again after discussing the pastime, again we will go for Sankirtan, we will do Sankirtan again. So then they asked that, okay, so devotees were little becoming like impatient that what actually next we are going to do. Then Babaji Maharaj said, again we will go for Sankirtan, again we will do chanting. And then he said that then throughout the day and night, we will do Sankirtan, we will do chanting, we will be hearing the pastimes of Sanatan Goswami. So many devotees felt that it's too difficult, only Babaji Maharaj can do so. So this is how like the pure devotees, so these are the lessons they are teaching. Because for us, like it is difficult, like for me, I can say very difficult, maybe 1 hour when we hear, we think that our quota is complete of Bhagavatam today. 1 hour and a half hours we do. But they are for like, they do it for 24 hours in a day and they still feel that they have not done it sufficiently. They want to do it more and more. So this is we see what is the consciousness which the pure devotees are having. So when if we have to have that kind of consciousness, because unless and until we hear Krishna Katha, we hear the pastime of the Supreme Lord, we hear the pastime of the great devotees of the Lord. So, right now we do not have that desire, and the desire we do not have because our heart is completely filled with all anarthas. The anarthas are there, and the layer is very strong and very deep and very like big layer is there. And our heart is like very, you can say very hard like a steel. Sometimes like when we have to drill a nail in the wall, then what we have to do, we take a hammer and we try to like hit the nail. So if we try to hit it one time, does the nail go inside? It does not go. We have to hit it again and again we have to do it. Sometimes the wall is so strong, it is built with some concrete or something, that we have to bring in drilling machine. And by drilling machine, we try to drill in, and then we are able to make the hole inside the wall. And then we can put a nail, we can hang the beautiful picture of Krishna. Similarly, our heart is like that only. It is like, it is filled with all kind of anartha. It is very hard right now. That is why uh, when we read like Bhagavatam, when we chant the holy name of Krishna, because this is where the activities even the pure devotees do. Like even like Haridas Thakur also does it. Even in the spiritual world also the same activities are done. But they do it and they release it, they enjoy it. And when we do it, we like feel very difficult. So we consider sometimes as a burden, and we do not feel that excitement or that desire that we should be doing it again and again. So once one devotee has asked His Holiness Radha Govind Swami Maharaj that Maharaj, that I am reading Bhagavatam, but in spite of reading Bhagavatam, I am not able to understand Bhagavatam properly. So then Maharaj asked that how much you are reading daily. So he said that Maharaj, I read for around 1 or 2 hours daily. Then Maharaj started laughing. Maharaj said that, do you think that 1 hour or 2 hour daily reading you can understand Bhagavatam? You should read at least 10 hours per day if you want to understand Bhagavatam. So that taste we do not have. Like maybe I just said, like for me I can tell like sometimes we read half an hour, sometimes whatever the quota is, and we think that complete, it is finished. Like today's day we have done some great thing. That today our everything is completed. So that is why we have to try our best. And when we are trying our best, then we need the mercy of the devotees, we need mercy of Guru, and we need mercy, as we are discussing, mercy of Lord Balram. Because Lord Balram, when he appears, like when we read the pastimes of Krishna, then first it is Lord Balram, he appears. And then at that time, that Mother Devki's so he prepares Mother Devki's that it has to become suitable so that Lord Krishna can appear in this world, can appear in the of Mother Devki. Similarly, we have to take shelter of Lord Balram so that he can also, by his mercy, by his grace, our heart can also get purified, and so that it becomes suitable, so that we can enthrone Lord Krishna in the core of our heart. That is why we need shelter, we need mercy, we need grace of Lord Balram. So that is what we see, that how that the devotees, the great devotees, this is what they are teaching. Like when we are uh, completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness, then no matter what situation, what obstacles, what challenges may come, but the devotees are always absorbed. Not just absorbed, they are always releasing, hearing Krishna Katha, reading Krishna Katha. And they never lose hope. Like whatever the situation, they never lose hope, and they always have complete faith in Krishna. Like in this Krishna's pastime, we see that when Kamsa, when uh, he was like driving the chariot and taking like his sister Devaki, because he was acting like an ideal brother. So when that voice came from the sky that the son of Devaki is going to kill you, then immediately we see the true color of Kamsa. That is the true nature of a person comes out actually, because it cannot remain hidden for a long period of time. So that is what happens. And when Kamsa is about to kill Devaki, he has already taken the sword, already he is almost about to kill. So at that time, Vasudev, so he could have got into like a very distressful situation, he could have become miserable, uh, like many different emotions could have arisen in his heart. But at that time also, he did not lose hope. So immediately went to Kamsa, and when he went to Kamsa, then he started like trying to convince Kamsa that why he should not be killing his own sister. And somehow or the other, we know that pastime, that how Vasudev finally convinces that he is going to deliver all the child. And then he is able to save the life of Devaki. So this is the quality characteristics of a devotee we see. And like for example in Ramayana, it is mentioned that when Mother Sita was kidnapped by Ravan, so there are like 6 different negative emotions through which Mother Sita was going through at that time. First was that she was emaciated because she was not taking any food, because she will not take the food which is given by the demon anyway, and she was in a very situation that she had been kidnapped, she was away from Lord Ram, so she was emaciated. And second was that the second her miserable condition was that she was continuously crying. In separation of Lord Ram, she was continuously, again and again, tears used to come from her eyes and she was crying. That was the second kind of negative emotions which Mother Sita was displaying. The third was that she was completely lonely in that place. In that Asok Vatika, she was completely lonely because she was surrounded by only all the Rakshasa, all the demons she was surrounded by. So it was not that she had any association, because before that she was the princess in Mithila and she had sisters. Then she got married, then with Lord Ram also. So they were together always. So at that time also she was always in the association of Lord Ram. So she never was ever alone. But here in Lanka, she was all alone. She was very lonely there. That was the problem. That was in a very difficult situation she was. And the fourth problem, or fourth the negativity she was having, was that she was completely filled with uncertainty, because she did not know that what is going to happen next. So she was uncertain about her future. So, and she was in completely, the fifth is that she was completely in distressful situation, and again she was lamenting that whatever episode happened in her life, for that she was lamenting. And the last thing was that she could not see that when her miseries are going to come to an end. So that she did not know, that whether she was not even aware that whether Lord Ram knows where she is, and whether Lord Ram will be able to find her or not. So she was completely did not know that when her miseries are going to come to an end. So these are the distressful situation, the negative emotions through which Mother Sita was going through. But it is mentioned that although externally she was in this distressful situation, but in that ocean of distress, in that amidst this ocean of distress, in that situation of lamentation, she was an island of joy. Internally, she was very joyful and she was very happy. So the question may be that how can she be joyful and how can she be happy? She was joyful and she was happy because she accepted that whatever things are happening in her life is only by the sanction and by the will of the Supreme Lord, Lord Ram. So because that understanding she was having that nothing is happening by chance, or nothing is happening without the understanding or without the knowledge of Lord Ram. So that she was having, that understanding she was having. And she was thinking that since it is the will of Lord Ram, this has happened because of the sanction of Lord Ram, so I should be assisting Lord Ram in this particular pastime. So that is why internally she was very happy and she was very joyful. So that is what we see, that the devotees, like when they come, like they are, like she is the goddess. So they are like teaching us that when we take the shelter of the Supreme Lord, when we are under the shelter of the Supreme Lord, when we understand our eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord, then because in this material world, the situation may be good, may be bad, because we cannot change the situation of this world, because this is what the nature of this world is. Because some time back it was winter, now the spring season is there. So if you want, we cannot change it because we cannot control the nature. And then after some time there will be hot summer will be there, the rainy season is there. Similarly, all these things keep on changing. So similarly, the situation, like sometimes the things may be happening in a very positive way in our life materially, and suddenly something may happen which we may not have even imagined. Something very difficult or something very miserable situation may start coming in our life. So I had read, like there was one person. So he was a very like a young person. So he was like a very successful person, young entrepreneur. So he was going to his office, doing different kind of works and all. Young, he had lots of hope that he is going to grow in his life, because when people are young, so they have like different kind of dreams that they are going to do this, they are going to do that. So in that way, he was leading his life. So he was very much absorbed in what kind of work he was doing. So all these things were going on. So one day early in the morning, so he got up, he dressed himself because it was for him, it was, he had to go to office. So nicely dressed everything, he got ready almost to go to office. So but as he was trying to get ready, so towards his left side of the face, he felt like little pain. He thought that maybe some little minor pain is there. So he just ignored it and he continued to get ready. He started packing his bags and all. So, but slowly he found that his pain is little bit increasing. Slowly, the intensity of the pain started increasing. And he thought that let me take painkiller because generally it is that people are work alcoholics, so he did not want to miss his work. So he thought that I will take the painkiller and I will go to office. That is what he was thinking. But as soon as he was thinking in that way, so the intensity of pain increased so much that he could not even stand. He like sat down on the sofa, what was there. And not just that, he was not even able to sit also. He had to lie down on the bed. So then his family members immediately called the doctor. And when the doctor came and when the doctor diagnosed him, they found that he has got a stroke on the left side of his body. And the entire left side of his body has got paralyzed. And he came to such a situation that he completely got bedridden, and later he was not even able to move from his bed, and he was a young person. That is what, like, the situations are there in this world, that we may think that the things are going on in a very nice way, in a very beautiful way, in a very favorable way, things are going as per my wishes, but somehow or the other anything can go in this material world. So that is why in material world, no matter like whatever situations, circumstances are there, so even the good thing is there or bad thing is there, but everything is going to bring us misery only. I was reading once, like Srila Prabhupada was explaining that whatever rasas, like, because this world is a perverted reflection of the spiritual world. So in the spiritual world, whatever the rasas we have, Santaras, Dasaras, maybe like, but here like the Sakaras is there, Vatsal Ras, Madhur Ras, all the rasas here also are there. But the problem is that here in this world, all these rasas are temporary. No matter how much we try to enjoy, no matter how much like the mother and father want to have Vatsalaras with his child, but the child will grow. Maybe he's 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, but it is not like when he's 25 years, 30 years, mother cannot have a Vatsalaras with the child. She cannot lift the child on her lap, or she cannot feed the child with her own hands. That is not going to happen. So all these things are temporary. So only rasas which are permanent is the rasas or the relationship which we are having with Krishna. So that is what is the permanent thing which is there in the entire creations. That is why in this world, no matter how much best we try, but in spite of all our best effort, we will become ultimately miserable unless and until we take the shelter of Krishna, unless and until we understand that what actually is the topmost priority or ultimate goal of our life. So this is why, like when Krishna comes, when Lord Balram comes, so they come us to teach these important lessons. Like when Lord Chaitanya comes, because they are the Supreme Lord. Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Lord. So we do not know how to chant. So what he does, he becomes his own devotee, and he teaches us like how we should be chanting. Just like in the school, like the teacher will teach, like primary school children, he will teach like write in the board A, B, C, D. It's not that the teacher is not knowing A, B, C, D. Teacher knows, but he is teaching the students, his pupils. So similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes and he teaches us that how we should be chanting the name of Krishna, how we should be absorbed in chanting the name of Krishna. So that is what Mahaprabhu teaches. Now, what is the activity which the devotees do? So the only activities which the devotees can do in the spiritual world is that they can serve Krishna. Now, how to serve Krishna? Who can teach us? Only Krishna can teach us. No one else can teach us how to serve Krishna. So what happens? Krishna expands himself as Lord Balram. And Lord Balram, because there is no difference between Krishna and Lord Balram, so Lord Balram is called as the Supreme Personality of Servitor Godship. So Godhead. So Supreme Personality of Servitor Godhead. So he is teaching us that how we should be serving Krishna. So once we know that famous incident that there was one discussion was going on between Yamuna Mataji and Madhu Dvisa Prabhu. That Yamuna Mataji was saying that the only difference between Krishna and Balram is that only Krishna enjoys with Radharani and Balram does not. But Madhu Dvisa Prabhu said that the only difference between Krishna and Balram is that Balram is white in complexion and Krishna is black in complexion. So the argument was going on. So the matter came to His Holiness Samalkrit Goswami Maharaj. So Maharaj, Prabhupada was there. So he went to Prabhupada and told that Prabhupada, there is like discussion or you can say argument is going on between two great Vaishnavas. That Prabhuji, Madhu Dvisa Prabhu is saying that only difference between Krishna and Lord Balram is that the complexion. Balram is white and Krishna is black. Prabhupada said, yeah, he is perfectly right. Then Tamakya Goswami Maharaj said that, but Prabhupada, Yamuna Mataji is saying that the only difference is that only Krishna enjoys with Radharani. Then Prabhupada said that, yes, he is perfectly right. So that is the only difference. Then Tamalkrit Goswami Maharaj said that, but Prabhupada, how can both be right? Then Prabhupada said, yes, you are also right. They cannot be both be right. Then Maharaj said, but Prabhupada, who is right? Then Prabhupada said, you decide who is right. So this is what it is very like, there is almost no difference between Balramji and Krishna. So but Balram, he appears, and when he appears, so he is appearing and teaching us that how we should be serving Krishna. And when we are serving Krishna, then as we were discussing that, first of all, what happens that whatever the anarthas which are there in our heart, so that anartha has to be completely uprooted. So that is the most important thing which we have to do. So we know that all these 6 child of Devaki who were killed by Kamsa, so they were none other than the grandson of Hiranyakashipu or the son of Kalanemi, and they were cursed by Hiranyakashipu because without the permission of Hiranyakashipu, these 6 sons, they had started, they went to Brahmaji and they did penance. So, and then they had not taken the permission of Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu felt very offended. So just we do Vaishnava Aparad, so they had done Asur Aparad. So that is why Hiranyakashipu was very much upset and he cursed them because that you are going to be killed by your own father. Why did he do so? Because when the 6 sons, so when they had got benediction from Brahmaji, so they had said that in their benediction they had asked that we should not be killed by the demigods, we should not kill by the yakshas and gandharvas and all, we should not be killed by human beings and all. But they had forgotten to ask that we should not be killed by demons, because they thought that we are demons, so why will the demons will be killing us? And this Kalanemi was the Asura, he was a demon. So that was why Hiranyakashipu said that he will be killed by a demon only. That is why in the next life what is happening, that he is killed by his own father Kalanemi, who appear as, take birth as Kamsa. So then he was like killed. And who are these 6 sons? So 6 sons, they are the son of Marichi. So it is said that Marichi represents the mind and these 6 sons are the 6 anartha, lust, greed, pride, anger, envy, illusion. So these 6, our mind has to be properly purified and these anarthas, so this has to be completely uprooted, completely we have to purify our heart from these anarthas. So the Acharyas, so they explain that Krishna manifests within the heart of someone who fears material association and aspires for devotional association. So unless and until we have the association of the devotees and unless and until we also fear the material association, that is because if we are in that material association, then what is going to happen, that all those anarthas, all those impurities again is going to fructify in our heart. That is why we have to be very much cautious that we do not have to get into those kind of material association. And that becomes possible because for us, because we do not have that strength. If we want to like purify our heart from the anartha, so that strength we are not having, but that strength comes by the mercy of Lord Balram. So in Vrindavan, when Prabhupada, so he established that Krishna Balaram temple, so then there he asked devotees that why do we have Krishna and Balram here? Why we have the deity of Krishna and we have Balramji here? So devotees did not know the answer. Then Prabhupada was saying that because Krishna gives us the knowledge. Krishna gives us the sword of knowledge, but because one thing is that we have the knowledge, because today we all know, after hearing so many times Prabhupada's lecture from the devotees, that we have to give up these anarthas. These three are gateway to hell: lust, anger and greed. So we all know these things. But the problem is that we have difficulty in applying those knowledge. How to apply it, how to implement is, that is the biggest problem. So knowledge is there, but application is very difficult. So Prabhupada then explained that Krishna has given us that knowledge, then Balramji will give us the strength. He will give us the strength by which we can apply this knowledge, and then we can perfect our knowledge. Like Krishna is told us, Sarv Dharman Parityaja. So that knowledge we are having, but we are not able to do so, right? We are not able to do, we are not able to surrender completely to Krishna. So, but when we take shelter of Balramji, when we take shelter of Nityanand Prabhu, so then they give us that understanding, that they give us that particular strength, Balramji, by which we can do and we can apply those knowledge in our life. So that Balramji, so Balramji has how many names? He has 4 names. So one name is that he is called Rohini Putra, because he is the son of Mother Rohini. So that is one of name of Balramji. The second name of Balram is Rama. Why his name is Ram? Because he gives happiness to each and everyone. He gives happiness to his relatives, to his friends, to all the cohort boys, to everyone in Vrindavan. Balramji is giving happiness. So another name is Balram is Rama. And the third name of Balram is Balbhadra. So that Balbhadra is, that is Bal. One Bal is that the physical strength. So we have heard many times the physical strength of Lord Balram, that like we discussed in this chapter only, that how that Balvala so got completely destroyed by Balramji. Then we hear that past time that with plow only he dragged the entire city of Hastinapur, right, into the water. So Balramji has lots of strength. But the most important strength which is being talked about is that the spiritual strength. That is the spiritual strength which Balramji is giving to us. So that is why Prabhupada writes at one place that Bala is not physical strength, but it is the spiritual strength and the strength to be able to serve Krishna constantly. That strength is coming from Balaram. And the fourth name is of Balaram is that he is called as Sankarsan. And why he is called Sankarsan? Because he is the one who connects the two families. He connects the family of Vasudev and he connects the family of Nand Maharaj. That is why his another name is that his name is of Sankarsan. So that is why when we are taking the shelter of Balramji, then because of the mercy of Balramji, so we get all this mercy, and we can also constantly serve Krishna, because we do not have the capacity, we do not have the capability. For example, when like Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, when they are praying to the Lord, so it's not that like for example Prahlad Maharaj, they are just 5 years old boy. They are not like very great Sanskrit scholars, and they have not learned some like great spiritual knowledge they have gained. But by the touch of the conch shell, so all this knowledge, what happens, that is manifest in them. That is what happens when we take shelter of Krishna. So another thing is that when Balramji is there, so he gives us the understanding and he also gives us the power to serve. Because in this world we have like different types of power is there. People may have like many like different powers. Whatever we have, the power of speaking, power of writing, power of singing, power of doing many things. So all those power is actually some kind of amsa or some kind of thing which mercy which is coming to us from Lord Balramji only. But unfortunately, in material world, what happens that we do not use it in the glorification of the Lord, but we use for our own personal material sense gratification. So all these things, so Balramji is teaching us, and Balramji is giving that blessing and giving us that grace, that how we should be serving Krishna. So Balram is serving Krishna in 10 different ways. So we know that 5 rasas in Balram serves Krishna, and in 10 different ways also, like Balramji is serving Krishna. What are the 10 ways? So one is that Balramji, he becomes the bed of Krishna. That is one thing. Second thing is that he becomes the asana of Krishna. Third is that he becomes the cushion of Krishna. Fourth is that he becomes the charmer of Krishna. Fifth is that he becomes the shoes of Krishna. Sixth is that he becomes the fan of Krishna. Seventh is that he becomes the umbrella of Krishna. Eighth is that he becomes the garment of Krishna. Sorry, eighth is that he becomes the ornament of Krishna. Garment becomes, ornament is become. And the last is that, 10th is that he becomes the sacred thread of Krishna. So in these 10 ways, what is happening that Lord Balaram is serving Krishna. And we know that in all these 5 rasas, that how this in the Dasabha also, Sakabha also, and this in Madhuri like Anang Manjari, in Vatsalabha also, because he's like elder brother, so he's always trying to protect Krishna, so that he does. And in the Sakaras also, like he is also like sometimes like he also jokes with Krishna, like they also play together and he also jokes with Krishna. So that one of the famous like that song is there, which is like composed by Surdas. So that he's saying, you know, that Maya mohu dahu bahut khijayo, moso kahat mol ko lino tu jasumati kab jayo. So here like Surdas is saying, like he is explaining that pastime of Lord Balram, that Balramji is like in joking way, he is saying to Krishna that you are not the son of Mother Yashoda, but I am the son of Mother Yashoda, and you have been bought from a marketplace. You were being sold in a marketplace, you have been bought there. He is saying that, Tu Jasumati Kab Jayo, means when were you like born from the womb of Mother Yashoda? You have been purchased from the marketplace. So that is one thing saying. Then again, Balramji is saying that Gore Nand Jasoda Gori Tu Kat Shamal Gat. That Mother Yashoda is fair complexion. I am fair complexion. Nand Baba is fair complexion. But why you are having this dark complexion? It means that you are not the son of Mother Yashoda and Nand Maharaj. Then again he is saying that Chutki de do gwal navahat hasat sabe musukat. So when Balramji is saying, so he is saying in front of all his cohort friends. And that offends Krishna a lot. So he is complaining to Mother Yashoda that he could have told this to me privately. I could have tolerated this. But he is telling this publicly. And all the cohort friends are laughing at me now. And they are saying that you are not the son of Mother Yashoda, you have been bought from a marketplace, your complexion is dark. And then Mother Yashoda is trying to console him that no, you should not worry. Actually, what happens that you were born in the midnight, so that is why you are having dark complexion. Or maybe you are taking bath in Yamuna river, so Yamuna is little darker, so that is why you have dark complexion. Or then she is saying that no, sometimes what happens, there is Brajvasis, so they have put kajal lot in their eyes. So they are not able to see you properly. So that is why you look like little dark. So this is how like she is trying to console Mother Yashoda. So this is all I see that Balramji, he is like in Servitor, like as a Servitor Godhead. So he is like in Sakaras also, he is serving Krishna. So this is what like when we hear, when we read, so this is like different wonderful lessons we learn, and we learn different pastimes of Balramji with different pastimes of Krishna. So now we have to like perfect ourselves, we have to purify ourselves. So when the acharyas explain, so that what are the steps by which we can perfect our life, by which we can actually realize all this like a spiritual truth we can realize. So what is that? First step is said that, first of all is that we should be realizing that there is problem with us. The first step is that we should realize that our heart is full with anarthas. We should not think that sometimes we accept it and we do not work upon it. And sometimes we do not accept also there are some anarthas in our life. First step is that we have to accept and we have to realize that our heart is full of anarthas. The second step is that anartha is present. Then second is that we should be making enthusiastic effort to remove those anarthas from our life. So that effort we should be making, enthusiastic effort. Third is that simply enthusiastic effort is not required, but sustained, humble and enthusiastic effort is also required. Because it is not like one day I do the effort and then our anarthas is going to go away. Because these anarthas we have accumulated in our heart, we do not know, from infinite number of lifetimes we have accumulated. So it is not going to go immediately. So sustained effort is required. So that is why Rupa Goswami says, Utsaha Nischay Dharya. That enthusiasm has to be there. That determination has to be there, and along with that, one quality is required, that is patience also has to be there. It's not that today only it will go, tomorrow it will go. It is like lifetime business is there. So it will take many lifetime. Fortunately, Prabhupada's mercy, in this lifetime only we can become perfect if you are following his direction in a very proper way. So this is like different anarthas are there. We have to like work upon it. And the fourth, it is said that when Krishna sees, when Krishna says that the devotees are actually putting his effort, then what he does that he awakens the mood of Lord Balaram in the heart of the devotees. When Krishna sees that, he will awaken the mood of Lord Baladev. What is the mood of Lord Balaram? Mood of Lord Balaram is that we should always be serving Krishna. So, and what we should be doing when we have to attain the grace of Krishna, for that what we should be doing, that we should be following Guru, Sadhu and Shastra as it is. Because then only because the mercy of Lord Balram, it flows through Guru only. So it is not that without the mercy of Guru, we can directly approach Lord Balram. That is not going to possible. So when when Krishna sees that this is how we are like trying to serve the mission of our Guru, trying to serve the mission of like Srila Prabhupada, then Krishna bestows the mercy. And when it happens, when the mood of Lord Balram is the mood to serve Krishna constantly manifest in our heart, and then that taste to serve Krishna constantly manifest in our heart, then automatically all the contamination, the fifth step is all the contaminations from our heart immediately gets removed. So this is how whatever the anarthas which are completely troubling us again and again in our life and taking us away from Krishna, not allowing us to release the holy name of Krishna, not allowing to release the wonderful pastimes of Krishna given in Bhagavatam. So all these anarthas will get removed. So all this happens by the mercy of Balram. When we get the mercy of Balram, when we get the mercy of our Guru. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he says that the methods of the process of purification are very deep and mysterious, and it is necessary that we learn them directly from our Guru. So this is how like Guru teaches us, and that how we can perfect our life by purifying ourselves. That is why Prabhupada engaged all the devotees in so many services. Our like spiritual master also engages us in so many services. The purpose is that we can understand that the serving to Krishna is our eternal identity, and this anarthas which is currently in our heart is preventing us from serving Krishna. Once that anartha is removed, we can start releasing and enjoying serving Krishna, and then eternally we will become a person or a personality where we can continuously associate with Krishna, associate with the devotees of Krishna, and serve Krishna again and again. So these are some of the things which I heard from devotees, heard from Prabhupada's lectures and books. So I tried to share. So if I committed any blunder, any mistake, so please forgive me. So Prabhuji, you want to share something?
Hare Krishna. About Krishna Katha, that Prabhupada was in New Vrindavan. He was establishing that very new, you know, place, and it was Janmashtami. So Prabhupada had all the devotees together in there under a tree, and they started. He started reading the Krishna book, and so he started in the evening. So 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the evening, 10 o'clock, and then devotees are getting hungry because they've never fasted for 24 hours, 12 hours, and then so like it's midnight, and they're saying, when will this be over? And Prabhupada kept on going till about 2 o'clock, and he said, okay, we'll have it. So yeah, that is the sign of pure devotees there. All they do is drink and eat Krishna Katha, and we are always wanting prasadam. So yeah, so that's very nice of you to talk about Jagannath Bhavaji.
Thanks. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, बलराम जी की जय. हरे कृष्ण. थैंक यू वेरी मच.